those different features, at least 4 different features. Cinnamon took. I took a lot of zinc, took a lot of vitamin C. God, I think I must have ingested about 2 kilograms of vitamin C over the last.
Just really briefly, can you just kind of touch on, like, how you were in China when the outbreak occurred? Just for any new listeners that might be tuning in.
So when I was there, I didn't really understand. I mean, I thought it was just a cultural thing where Chinese people are pushed. And here's something I want to say. When the Chinese people find out biologically, I hope everyone's really listening. When not just the Chinese people find out, but when the rest of the world finds out how China was neurologically manipulating its population with different engineered viruses, and people would say, well, how were they manipulated? Oh, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see, because a lot of that research that I was pointed out about people being neurologically lobotomized or having a neural compass. You look at the term, what is the neural compass? And so once you find out how they were biologically lobotomizing or chemically, neurologically neutering the population, only had a certain neurological mind, thought process the brain will naturally fire in a sequence of, people are going to start asking some really, really messed up questions. Really messed up questions. When I say really messed up questions, I'm talking about it from the standpoint of, like, Chinese people don't act the way Chinese people have been acting within the last decade, until you start to do the research on how people have been creating the adjuvants in different vaccines and things of that nature. Chinese people don't say no. They take those vaccines. Never mind the fact that they had an incident where there were people being, there were people suing the government and pharmaceutical companies in China, or attempting to at least, because they were forcing their kids to take vaccines. And these vaccines had other chemicals in them that had nothing to do with, protecting people from flu, swine flu, or H1N1, or any of those things, or even, any sort of SARS, early versions, early iterations. Notice I said iterations and not strains. Anyway, so people were behaving a particular type of way, and it's been that way for almost a little over a decade now. But when I got there, I started to realize what you started to see take place was that in China, people were pushing each other out of the way, trying to. I've seen videos where Chinese tourists are, that's ridiculous. Is that every Chinese person? Yeah. But that's the majority of Chinese people who are, hoping for that Chinese thing. Meanwhile, they were shoving each other out of the way, and at the time I had no clue. I mean, I knew the virus had been going on since April, but I didn't realize it was already it was essentially it was somewhere between the production model version 1, and, the full-blown that had already jumped from, like, 6 different ethnic groups. And when I said 6 different ethnic groups, I hope everybody understands that a lot of the testing that takes place to gear the virus up to be able to train itself biologically, to have gain of function when it's jumping around different ethnic groups, this has been done. I mean, like I said, the Nazis were Boy Scouts. What's up? I mean, the Nazis were Boy Scouts. Somebody would say, how did you say that in my memory? The handbrake can't properly suppress. So, getting back to the point, basically, people were already in a panic. They were already aware of how bad the situation was. They were already leaving. Of course, the media was trying to tell you that this thing happened or whatever. No, this thing has been happening since April. In fact, the original attempt was to plan an initial outbreak on that.
There's a lot
For people that don't know, but while it was get away, and people not knowing how to get away, and people having the necessary funds to make a run for it.
So I reported a little bit on what's happening with the George Dam.
Oh, you mean the Three Gorges Dam? Well, basically the Three Gorges Dam, and I said this before. Hold on a second. And I said this before already, which is the Three Gorges Dam is the linchpin of the single world's largest humanitarian crisis in human history that's man-made, if ever at all. So think of all the in recent modern, it is that is going to cause the world's single largest humanitarian crisis. So we think about the Banda Aceh earthquake taking out a little over 250,000 people, give or take. We're talking about a reality where, getting back to life imitating art and art imitating life.
Oh yeah, we're
looking at a situation here. The Chinese Communist Party has totally followed the script of how it.
Oh no, I'm losing him. Uh-oh. Stand by, guys.
The tendency.
We're having a poor connection, David. He's kind of in between traveling. Oh no. I lost the call. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I apologize for the audio. David is traveling in between places. I don't want to say what locations, but... Okay, can you hear me? Hello? We may have to end the show there. I hope you guys could hear what he was saying. I know. Okay. I'm getting it. Are you there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Hello?
Gotcha.
Hello?
Hello. You're live.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're live?
Yeah. We're still on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, we're still on the air.
Hello, how about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, like I was saying, I mean, it's one of those situations where I want to get off the political aspect of it, because this is not a political party. When you're talking about the Chinese Communist Party, it's not a political party. It is a terrorist organization pretending to be a government. And you have to understand that. It is a terrorist organization pretending to be a government. And it operates exactly like a criminal organization. Your traditional, Chinatown triad, So I think one of the things that's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing a lot of political roundups of people. One of the things they're checking for now at airports, especially when you go through Japan, because Japan isn't allowing any foreigners into the country. But whatever, Japan's kind of boring right now anyway. They got a lot of work to do. Japan, I'm sorry, you need a hug. I know I keep saying this, but you're going to have to figure out what your future looks like, or you're not going to like what the outcome is. If you think China's situation is bad, yeah, you're going to look like Akira except on meth. So figure that out real fast, Japan, because Japan is not, the Japanese people are not bad, but they have a particular area of immaturity that has been culturally cultivated for the purposes of maintaining a particular type of social norm, but all it's really done is handicap them in a larger dynamic, where if they don't grow out of a particular type of Dutch school conditioning sort of mindset,
they're screwed. They're screwed in a way that they're not prepared for. And I can't even begin to go into it. Like, there's, like, just whatever. Anyway, so fortunately, it's not ubiquitous in the culture, but it is rampant in the culture. It's, so nobody's perfect, but it was disgusting. Anyway, moving along. So essentially, people were trying to get out of the country, and they were doing it in such a way where it was like everybody knows why they're at the airport. Everybody knows why they're shoving around. Everybody knows why they're being rude to each other, because they're trying to escape an impending lock. Because they were smart enough to know, hey, our government is a bunch of criminals. If this goes south, they're going to do this, this, and this, and we're all going to suffer. I know somebody right now, and I have to be careful how I say this because I don't want them to, get punished for it. But their significant other is in the process of saying, screw my multi-million-dollar company. I need to get out of here. I need to take what I can, get out of here, and try to sell my company off while I'm out of the country. Because they recognize that, the Chinese Communist Criminal Org, I think CCP doesn't stand for Chinese Communist Party. I think it stands for Criminal Cartel of Pedos. That's what I think it is. Criminal Cartel of Pedos. Because they are,
There was a article that Will Johnson published about the CCP getting indicted for hacking.
Yeah, there's it's funny. Okay, so here's the problem in America. And I said this, I don't know, some years ago. I think we talked about this. I don't know if I said too much about it on the air, just because I knew people didn't have enough access to the information like they do now to do their own research and go, holy cow. Because otherwise they said, oh, you're racist. Like I care, right? Moving along. The truth is what it is. The truth doesn't have a color. It just has a really bad taste if you're trying to hide from it. So essentially what you have here is that China infested America in every area of industry, technology, society, medicine, with basically people whose job it was to be a cyber calibra. You know what I mean? To be a cyber snake, to just plant malware everywhere they went, like all their thumb drive. Their cell phone was leaking malware. And that's one of the really messed up things, is that what's made it easy for the Chinese to compromise all these systems is that they've been a cross between internal jobs and external jobs, meaning like an inside job, meaning, unfortunately, there's this weird moment where people are going to have to look at themselves and say, wow, was I so busy trying to be woke and not racist that I wasn't really thinking about the larger geopolitical implications of not doing proper due diligence on hiring a foreign, born Chinese person to do these jobs. I mean, and the same thing is kind of true for India too, because we're going to have to deal with that in a minute, and which kind of blows. But I guarantee you, India has already proceeded to kind of backing away from that pathology, but Pakistan hasn't. So right now we're in a situation where, we've kind of backed away from that with India, and India's backed away from that with us, because it's too critical right now for us to misrepresent ourselves while we're trying to do business. But I digress, because China has infested America with spies everywhere. And not everyone from China who's trying to go to school or get a job or immigrate is a spy, but everybody has fallen under a particular type of suspicion that they can't get out from underneath, because you can tell me, oh, I'm not a spy. Really? You're not a spy? Okay. Sure. You know what I mean? So it's like, do we torture this guy to find out if he's telling the truth or not? It's like, do we really want to go that route, though? Who knows? Who cares? But I do know this much. Everyone who is a spy always has a telltale, and the government currently has a list of who all those people are anyway. So they've already proceeded. In fact, China attempted to exfiltrate about 3,000 of those people. Listen to this. Of the 300,000 plus Chinese students attending school in America, easily